hope that you are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here today for In the Kitchen with Mary. And today we're going to do something really fun and delicious. We are going to make cheese from yogurt. So here is what we'll use and here is what we'll do. You are going to need plain yogurt, a coffee filter, cheesecloth or some kind of cloth that's clean, or paper towels. I use a bowl to work in and then a bowl to suspend the yogurt in. I've got a scraper. I'm also going to use a spoon. We'll need a pair of scissors and some kitchen twine or other string. I am out of everything except some yarn, so I'm using yarn. Because I am out of cheesecloth, and cheesecloth works really well, but because I'm out of it, I'm going to use a few layers of paper towels. And I'm using so many layers of paper towels because paper towels are going to get wet in this process, and I want to make sure that our yogurt doesn't fall into the liquid below. So once you open the yogurt, if there's liquid in it, spill the liquid part out. I'm going to put about 8 ounces of yogurt into this container. And that finishes off my yogurt. I'm going to bring all the corners together. And I'm going to tie my yarn around this to make a little packet. And tie it off. So you can also use a clean old yogurt container and just hang your packet of yogurt in the yogurt container. I've done that on the other ones. We'll see those soon. So this we actually want to suspend above the bowl bottom. So I'm going to grab a different bowl. So this bowl is not as shallow as the bowl we were just using. I'm going to suspend that above the bottom. You can tie it around the bottom, keep that suspended, or you can lay a plate on top. I'm going to stretch a rubber band around here. And then pull that up. And then that'll keep it suspended. So now I'm going to go put that in the refrigerator, and I'm going to bring out the one I've already done so you can have a look at it. So this is the one I made this morning. It's been in the refrigerator for about 4.5 hours. Now remember, bundle of cheesecloth with the yogurt in there has been suspended above the bottom, so there's all that liquid on the bottom. I'm going to take this over to the sink and give it a quick squeeze. Actually, I can probably do that here to get any more liquid out. And we do have more liquid coming out. And then we're going to remove the yarn. All right. Let's move that back. I don't know if you can see all the liquid in there, but there's quite a bit of liquid. And we'll get rid of that and the other extra stuff. Open this up and have a look at our cheese. And you remember how so our cheese is a lot thicker than it was, and it's spreadable, which is nice. So you could eat it like this. Just get a piece of bread. I've got a crostini roll. You just spread it on there. Let's see how that is. So it still tastes a lot like plain yogurt. So it has that sour taste like plain yogurt does. It kind of tastes a little bit like cream cheese. But what we're going to do is stir in some herbs. So last week when I made this, I did a Mediterranean. So I mixed in a little garlic, some fresh chives, and some dried basil. This time I'm thinking I'm going to do dill. Once you get the herbs mixed in, whatever herb you're going to use, it's going to change the flavor of the cheese. So you're not going to notice the sourness of the cheese as much as the flavors of the herbs. And I actually did more like a teaspoon of the dill. I want it to taste really dill-y. So I'm going to mix that in. And you can eat it now, but it's best if you let it all the flavors meld together. So what I'm going to do is take my spatula, transfer it from that bowl to this container. Nice thing about using a spatula instead of a spoon here is that you can get all of that out. And that is going back in the refrigerator for at least a couple hours. Now the last time I made it, I had it for 3 days and it was still good to eat during that time period. So let me get some plastic wrap to go on top, and then we'll be back to finish up. So the yogurt cheese is in the refrigerator. The flavors are all melding together. The reason we were able to make cheese from the yogurt is we used the coffee filter and the paper towels or the cheesecloth to suspend the yogurt over a container, and that allowed the liquid to come out of the yogurt, thickening up the yogurt, making cheese. So this has been like 5 minutes. I'm going to give it a taste for the dill. So it still tastes a lot just like plain yogurt tastes. So those flavors are going to meld together. In a few hours I'll have delicious dill cheese that I can use on sandwiches or on crackers. So my plan for dinner tonight is nice crusty bread, a layer of that dill cheese, slicing up cucumbers and tomatoes, layering them on, probably another layer of the dill cheese on the top, and a delicious sandwich. I'll let you know how it was. And thank you for joining me so much here today for In the Kitchen with Mary. We will be back later this week with a book review. We will also have what I'm reading in July coming up pretty quick. And next week we'll be back with more Explore and Create. Thanks so much for joining me here, and I hope that you continue to use your curiosity to explore the world and your creativity to improve it. And thank you. That is really good cheese.